Getting the harder way. Southern T. I'm back with another EP. And this is the AN Sports part of, Southern T Boxing. AN Sports. We here with the football game today. How long Justin Fields played today? I like Justin Fields. Hold on, let me see what happened. Okay. But this is the AN Sports portion of 17 Sports. We got the Titans versus the Seahawks today. MP, what's good, brother? This part of the AN Sports section of Certainty. Getting y'all ready for the Titans versus Seahawks game. Appreciate you sliding through this junk, MP. And I know if you slide through this junk today, you really mess with your boy because I don't share these. So for y'all to slide through, that means y'all just want to watch these motherfuckers. Y'all just want to support me real quick. So this is greatly appreciated. For sure, MP. I'm just getting back in for the game. Titans had the evening game today. We normally had the 12 o'clock game. We had the evening game. So I'm posted. Can you hear the TV and shit, MP? Did you get an ad, MP? And can you hear the TV and shit? What really catches my attention is this. Defense, Bill. Once again, you always talk about offense. But the Raiders, all the question marks about the Raiders. Look what they've done the first 2 weeks on defense. How about the Buffalo Bills? I moaned and groaned last week when the Bills defense stepped up to be Super Bowl caliber. They're out playing their offense right now. San Francisco's defense is tremendous. Like you said, Carolina Panthers, 2 years of really good drafting and organization and toughness. That's the Carolina. Yeah, thank you. You were really concerned about Buffalo earlier today at the show. Sure. So they figured it out today. The other one is Matthew Stafford and the Rams. So they're 2-0 now. They go on the road. They beat Indy. Had trouble scoring early in the game. They controlled the game from a yardage standpoint. They just couldn't get it into the end zone. But more importantly, Matthew Stafford was brought there for games like this. Late games, lead your team to victory. And that's exactly what he did. So, Nate, let's spin it forward and take a look at the late games coming up on our air. We've got, of course, the late game being Dallas taking on the LA Chargers. Yeah, of course. Dak Prescott is one of those guys that can put the game on his shoulders. And what do I mean by that? Even when the run game isn't going, you know that Dak Prescott can go out there for 400, 500 yards. So I'm looking forward to him getting Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and ball. I say high-scoring game. All quarterbacks are awesome. Dak was off to a great start last year before he got hurt. He picked up right where he left off Thursday night against the Tampa Bay Bucks. And speaking of picking up right where he left off, we know what Justin Herbert did his rookie season, broke their rookie record with TD passes. And he's going to let it fly, looking for Keenan Allen on the outside. And you talk about the running game and compliment Dak, and that's Ezekiel Elliott. We talked about what kind of great shape he's been in this training camp. I can go into week 1. This may be a breakout game for week 2. Austin Eckler, the Los Angeles Charger, small of stature, big when he runs, man. He can run with power, quickness, all those other things. But he's got the human frame with him, and that's Justin Herbert, who can throw over the defense. A human frame? Well, I don't know what to say. He gets over the top of defensive players. I've never seen a quarterback do this. You talk about talented wide receivers. You talk about talented group. Wide receivers of the Dallas Cowboys have one of the top 3 groups in all the NFL, led by this guy, Amari Cooper. How about CeeDee Lamb? Maybe a little bit better, but Amari Cooper, as you know, Nate, is a great route runner. Yeah, and he started off strong. Started 17 times last week, about 13 of them. But I mentioned it. My bad, y'all had to use the bathroom. He also has a big wide receiver. Turn that joint up. Yeah, this is for fair use purposes only. Fair use commentary only. Put the song right here so I can hear it. Great confidence from Amari Cooper. She recovering from last night's drink. Prescott
Oh, shit. I can't even drink. I can't even drink right now.
This year, is he good? Yes.
I can't drink right now.
Do a little bit of everything. He can cover. He can play deep safety. He can be an outside linebacker. And, of course, he has a little friend named Jordan Bosa.
About 7 days.
How about Russell Wilson in Seattle? And playing against the Titans at home, their home opener, 4 touchdown passes last year. The first 5 or 6 weeks of the year, we were talking about him being the potential MVP of the 2020 season. Well, he got off to a great start. The question is, will they continue to let him be the guy that he is? He's a great thrower of the ball. Yeah, we might as well call him Mr. September, right? Because he plays well in the beginning of the season. We'll see if we can keep that going. Tyler Lockett is fantastic. Phil, we've been talking about it all day. Wide receivers getting on safety.
If Tyler
Lockett's one-on-one, if you see him running down on a safety, that ball is going up in there. Ryan Tannehill last week got sacked 6 times. He was playing at home. Now he's playing in Seattle, and it gets loud out there. So I'll tell you what, he's going to get rid of the ball fast. He's going to lean on his running back to keep that pass rush off. Well, who they need to lean on is the thing called the offensive line, because it didn't do a job last week. They didn't give Derrick Henry, probably their most valuable player, a chance to really get rolling. He makes the team go. If they start running the football, they can do the play actions. We know all that. But it just toughens up the team and gives the defense, hey, you got to do whatever you can to help them out and try to keep them off the field. And here's your wide receiver number 2 these days in Tennessee, and that is Julio Jones. Of course, A.J. Brown's their number 1 wide receiver. Did not play well last week. Was called out by Coach Mike Vrabel during the week. He took a bad penalty and, just hasn't really fit in just yet. But think about this. Is in Atlanta, he would be targeted 150 times during the year. Here, it's not going to happen in this offense, especially if that play action football isn't working. If you don't get Derrick Henry going as a wide receiver on the Tennessee Titans, you have to realize I might not be getting the rock as much as I want to. And you look at the other game, I tell you right now, Justin Herbert picking up where he left off last year. I think he's electric, and I think he's got great guys around him. I'm going to say this about Seattle, their offense. Shane Waldron, new coordinator, he barely turned the first page of the playbook. I want to see what else they can bring out this week to help Russell Wilson even more. That's all the talk. Now let's take care of the action. That's coming your way next. CBS Sports. Thank you for watching this presentation of the National Football League. Sunday, October 10th on CBS.
The school bus.
The Zach wagon.
Why?
No matter what you call your car or why you're letting it go, AutoNation will buy it, and you don't have to buy one from us. We're paying top dollar right now. So go to AutoNation.com or come see us for a super easy appraisal. Get paid on the spot, and you can deposit it the same day. Visit any AutoNation store or AutoNation.com. What drives you drives us. Yeah, a win feels good. You know what feels better? Better than a win. His overs, his under, covering those spreads. Whoa. That's how we do, baby. Now hold on a second. Now you're winning with the king of sportsbooks.
He said, make sure you use the loudest voice on the first claim. Yeah, they've been pretty much keeping these junks. They've been keeping these junks right. But I'm gonna say that shit again because if y'all see y'all must ain't hear me. Yeah, man. Right. I done figured out though. That don't too much what they ain't been giving me. I say that. But yeah, fair use commentary on it. Fair use commentary on. I ain't gonna lie though, y'all been letting these motherfuckers go. It more so be the music. It more so be the music though, I think. But I ain't had no problem from like a live video. It only come from like when you get to play the full songs and shit. That's where most of the shit comes from. You play the full song.
Gary Burris will join us coming up. Great pregame scene here in Seattle. They are ready to go and possibly ready to see history as Russell Wilson looks for his 100th career win. You talk about those wins, and that's really what you want from a quarterback. Yes, You
about
like
the
great
kickoff though.
percentage completions. You love a lot of yards. You love touchdowns. But Russell Wilson delivers wins in his first 9 seasons, at least 9 wins. And in Super Bowls, he's been 1-1. He talks about wanting more Super Bowl victories than anyone who's ever played the game. We know he's talking about Tom Brady. Yeah. Disappointing week 1 effort for Tennessee. Arizona blew them out. They've got to get Derrick Henry in that offense rolling today. They certainly do. When you have a guy who is the back-to-back rushing title guy, Derrick Henry, you want to get him the ball. One of 8 men to rush for 2,000 yards. And in addition to that, you take his battery mate, Julio Jones. You talk about all-time best receivers, 95.5 yards per game. That's more than any receiver has ever averaged in NFL history. 3-game injury news, and it's not good for Tennessee. Here's Sherry Burns.
No, it's not. It's out today with a right knee injury. During pre-game, we're not working on drills this year, but he suffers that injury. We saw him limping into the team locker room with a head athletic trainer. Andrew, I want you to keep in mind, this is the same knee that belonged to his right ACL last October, and that O-line faced struggled in week 1, getting
Tennessee won the toss. They've elected to defer. It is loud here at Lumen Field. These fans are fired up, and so are we. Week 2 of the NFL on CBS. Randy Bullock, the new Tennessee kicker, kicks it off. It's a touchback.
Is that a home game for y'all? Nah, it's a away game. We in Seattle. We in Seattle, MP.
Russell Wilson
We in
looking
Seattle.
for his 100th career win. If he pulls it off, he would be the 3rd fastest in terms of starts. Only Tom Brady and Joe Montana would have done it quicker than Wilson, who's 55-17 at home, and he was telling us on Friday how pumped he was to be back in front of these fans. On first down, a handoff to Chris Carson trying the left side. And he picks up a yard on the play.
Man, y'all run by the Seahawks, 2nd and 9.
For Seattle on offense, Damian Lewis, the left guard, was questionable to play today with a groin injury, but he is out there. And this is something that new offensive coordinator Shane Waldron wants to use a lot. Tempo, no huddle, and we're seeing it here with Seattle on 2nd and 8. Wilson fires left, and it's caught by DK Metcalf.
Man.
Short of the chains. It'll be 3rd and short for the Seahawks. Now they're saying it's incomplete. Yeah, you ended up with a little extra adrenaline from Russell Wilson, and he just puts a little too much mustard on this ball. It never comes down. You see it rocket out of his hand. Metcalf only getting his right foot down in bounds. Did not get
no catch.
So quickly 3rd and 8. Wilson chased out. Nobody home. Wilson lunges for the first down, and it looks like he's going to be just short. It's going to be 4th and 1. Danico Autry was pursuing for Tennessee.
Good motherfucking stop, y'all.
You take the missed opportunity on 2nd down with the pass that goes out of bounds to DK Metcalf and Russell Wilson. What we heard from the Tennessee Titans is that they want to plaster down the field. You saw Russell Wilson looking to throw, having to run at the end and coming up just short. So a first down mark.
If we lose today, we 0-2 though. We lose today, that's terrible. We lose today, that's fucking terrible.
Last week against Arizona, they managed just 248 yards, 2nd fewest in the NFL in week 1. And we see Tannehill turn it over 3 times. Sherry, Taylor Lewan going down in pregame warm-ups with an injury. He's out today. And right now it's Ty Samphilo at left tackle. David Questenberry is at right tackle. Last year, so it's something another big injury for Tennessee today. Anthony Mercer, the tight end, is out with a knee injury. He was listed Rogers stopped the completion. Bobby Wagner the first to get there. Fourth and short. And Mike Vrabel for the moment keeping the offense on the field. And now it looks like he's going to make a change. And Hale coming on. Because they are substituting late, they're going to have to give the Seahawks time. The substitute, the officials will stand over the ball. They're going to get the kicking ball into the game, but he's going to stand there and wait and allow the Seahawks to make their substitution.
Both of us went 3 and out quick as hell. Score 0-0.
Yes. He passed.
But is the lie detector lying?
No.
She passed. There you have it. Light on calories, heavy on taste. Let's get to it.
Now, did y'all see Riddick Bowe? Did y'all see Riddick Bowe shadow boxing? Oh my fucking god. That shit terrible.
Smoked bacon. Is the eat fresh repurchase Subway? Is Subway blue? You don't even have time for this guy. Oh, and there's fresh avocado too.
With early paycheck, you can get your direct deposit up to 2 days earlier. That's another reason banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than this.
That shit terrible.
Yep, even easier than that. Plus, with no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? They found it isn't right.
I get it. Your boss.
Monday at 9 Central on CBS.
Everybody involved in this shit need their ass whooped.
The Seahawks only had one.
No cap. Everybody involved in this shit need their ass whooped.
There's Pete Carroll.
Swift.
Birthday to Carroll. He turned 70 this past Wednesday. Oldest active head coach in the NFL.
No, the most active head coach in the NFL.
That too. Well said. On first down, it's a play fake. Wilson setting up the OP. He's going to take a shot. Walking instantly.
All you gotta do is turn around. Sorry ass nigga. Fuck, man.
On Friday, we asked him, how do you track those deep balls? And he said a lot of it's from punt returns, but also early in his career, he was only getting 1 or 2 targets a game. And he said, I knew that I had to make a play on them because those were my only chances. So those 50-50 balls, I had to win early in my career, and that set the tone now for the rest of his career. Second and 5.
See, you call them 50-50 balls. I call them 90-10 balls.
Yeah.
The receiver believes he's going to come up with that because he knows where that ball is coming from. He knows who's it's intended for. And Tyler Lockett, Pete Carroll said, you're tracking the ball like Willie Mays. And he went, who? You mean Ken Griffey Jr.?
The deep ball, something Wilson has excelled at. Most 40-yard completions in the NFL since he entered the league in 2012. Travis Homer at running back on 3rd and 4. Wilson looking for Homer. He's going to pump it. Throws into him. He's looking for Lockett in the corner, and Pete Carroll will send out his kicker, Jason Myers, on 4th down.
It's not there on the first read. You can see great pressure by the Tennessee Titans, forcing Russell Wilson out of the pocket, and just a little bit of an overthrow. He tried to take a little off of that pass and drop it in the Lockett, but it's just a little too much momentum while he's rolling out to his right.
First field goal attempt of the season for Jason Myers. It's from 31 yards away. Hunter Dixie is the holder. Myers has now made 36 consecutive field goals dating back to the 2019 season. 3-0 Seattle.
Kicking off football season, we're giving new customers an instant win. Bet $1 on any NFL game, get 200 instantly, no matter what. Let's run that back. Bet $1 on any NFL game, get 200 instantly. Plus, if you're not in a sportsbook state, anyone can win over 50 grand in prizes with our free-to-play pool. So head to the DraftKings app, bet $1 to get 200 instantly, and make it rain with an official sports betting partner of the NFL.
Finally, the perfect ratio of crispy, juicy, tender chicken to pickles, dipping potato pie, which gives you the perfect ratio of chicken sandwich in every bite.
New customers get our best deals on all smartphones. That's right, but what if I'm already a customer? No problem. Hey, Cam.
Yeah.
Same deal. Yeah. It's kind of our thing.
Oh, great deal. What if I'm new to AT&T?
Cam,
Hey, but what about for existing customers?
deal.
Is he okay? It's not complicated. With AT&T, everyone gets our best deal on every smartphone.
I can turn
What's wrong with this damn
I bring families together.
Ooh. This motherfucker.
Memories of people I don't know yet. I know this new truth.
I just like what y'all gonna lie. This motherfucker. Okay.
So if I was a singer-songwriter, just about to make it big, I could still get the Rogers ring?
Yep. State Farm has rates to fit any budget.
That's awesome, man. You want to play drums?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
The NFL
State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Teamlove, AT&T 5G, fast, reliable, and secure.
Back in Seattle, it's 3-0 Seahawks on top of the Titans. Big play on that drive, the 51-yard connection between Wilson and Lockett. Myers moves it away with Rodgers back deep for Tennessee. And he's going to take this out of his own end zone. He was 2 yards deep. And he is spun down shy of the 20. Not a good decision there by Chester Rodgers. On the deep ball between Wilson and Lockett, we saw it last week and we see it again today.
And the most amazing thing about it is how far the ball actually travels in the air. Normally you think about throwing a deep ball about 40 to 44 yards down the field. Russell Wilson lets this ball go to 25, and it's inside the 20 on the outside at almost 60 yards in the air down the field.
Tennessee's
Nah, cruiser light heavyweight 175, cruiserweight 200. The limit, light heavyweight limit 175, cruiserweight limit 200.
And once again, we just talk about the depth of the throw from Tyler Lockett. He does a great job in making the move late on the defensive back, getting right on top of him, not making the move too early, getting past him, and then the throw from Russell Wilson right on the play.
The kick is to Henry. He spins his way forward for a couple and bring up 3rd and 2. Ryan Tannehill telling us that they didn't have to use the silent count at all last year with no fans in attendance. This is the first time they've had to use a silent count since the 2019 season. So they left the practice all week with the music and Astros walk. So replacing the injured Milan at left tackle move. Our referee today is John Hussey.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense. Number 10. Minor penalty. Results it up. First down.
Let's go. I take. So cruiserweight should be heavyweight.
You know, that's such a slight move. I don't even know if he got into the neutral zone. You can, shift a little bit more.
So cruiserweight should be heavyweight. Makes sense in boxing. Heavyweight is over 200. Heavyweight, anything over 200. Cruiserweight is 200 limit. Let's go. Damn, he dropped it. Man, what? Man, how the fuck you dropped that, AJ? Really, the divisions are just capped out. You could be any weight and fight at any weight you want to. Like I could be 150 pounds. If I want to fight a heavyweight, I could fight a heavyweight. Divisions are only capped out. Like you can't be over 200 unless you and your opponent agree to be, a couple pounds over type shit. You could be a certain weight, but you can't be over a certain weight. Like I could be 160 pounds if I want to fight it. Light heavyweight. I can fight at light heavyweight if I want to. Yeah.
In his first NFL game, he was elevated off the practice squad yesterday, and he picks up 14.
Yeah. Once you over 200. Once you over 200, you a heavyweight.
Nothing downfield. Where's my outlet receiver? Finding Hudson coming out of the backfield. Gets the call up today with Berkshire out with the knee injury.
Damn. Let's go.
Tennessee first down. Andre Diggs on the tackle after a 14-yard gain. You know, there are big receivers, and we see a couple of them in this ballgame, but there are hard-hitting defensive backs. You don't have to be
in the amateur box.
Diggs, 5'9", 197 pounds, coming in, smacking Brown to the ground. No gain on the play. Jordan Brooks makes the tackle. You know, we talked to Bobby Wagner, a middle linebacker for the Seattle Seahawks, and he said he studies so much film that he can just feel the run. We say, well, you know, what kind of techniques are you thinking about while you're running? He said, sometimes you just stare at a picture, and I just look at it and try to envision what's going to happen. You can see he read that one perfect. First catch of the season for Jeff Slade, and a 5-yard window makes it
Titans moving the ball 3rd and 5. See, they didn't add Bridgerweight. They didn't add Bridgerweight now, goddamn. Good catch, Julio.
17-yard gain for Jones. I would go fast and try and run this play. I think Carroll didn't take too many looks at it. But he certainly has it, and this gets punched out right there at the end. Tennessee in the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 16. That timeout before the snap by Seattle. Tennessee 2 for 2 now, 3rd downs on this drive. First timeout, Seattle. This will be a 30-second timeout. Well, tonight, Cedric the Entertainer.
We look better than we looked last week. I say that for sure. Either way, they should just get rid of cruiserweight. I don't know. They didn't add it Bridgerweight now. Now you got a cruiserweight and you got a Bridgerweight. Bridgerweight is between 200 and 215.
He's ever been around in his 4th year as Carroll's defensive coordinator. Last year, Tennessee had a lot of success in the red zone, scoring touchdowns. A 75% clip. That was 2nd best in the NFL. Tannehill put together a nice drop, 5 out of 6, 50 yards of the lane. Solution stopped by 8 men. Where you're looking at the bottom. Henry a lot of running lanes so far in this first quarter for
Yeah.
Henry.
Oh.
The LA Bucks combine on the stop. 6 carries, 9 yards for Henry here in the first quarter as Tennessee goes to a huddle. The interesting thing is that Seattle Seahawks do not give you a lot of different looks at the line of scrimmage, so they're trying to get these plays off the line of scrimmage. Tannehill in the end zone. Chester Rogers, the closest target. Tannehill was hit as he threw it. It was L.J. Collier applying the pressure on Tannehill. Collier was a healthy stretch last week, which Pete Carroll said he was not too happy about. He said, you're part of the money.
What y'all looking like right now, Demetrius? We're good, Demetrius. Titans down 3. Titans down 3-0. It's 39. Damn, 4th and 9.
This ball just doesn't give A.J. Brown enough of a chance to come down at it. So now it'll be the first field goal attempt for
Tannehill through that horrible ass pass.
He replaces Michael Badgley, who was cut on Monday. 33-yard attempt.
Horrible ass pass.
He is good. Bullet 1 for 1 in his Titans career. And with 2:45 to go in the first, we are tied at 3 on CBS.
Appreciate y'all following through on this football Sunday.
Did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot?
Dak must do an interception because I see all the Cowboy fans going fade on the timeline.
Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
Be ready to roll up in a minute.
Because everyone deserves better. And with plans starting at $35, better costs less than you think.
The best things America makes are the things America makes out here. The history she writes in her Colorado skies. The legend she births in her hometown fields. And the future she promises. When we made Grand Wagoneer proudly assembled in America, we knew no object would ever rank with the best things in this country. But we believed we could make something worthy of their spirit.
Fix it, man. Part-time gangsters.
Didn't have to do what you told me.
Brian Tannehill has 6 completions in the first quarter to 6 different receivers, and that last drive resulted in a 33-yard field goal by Randy Bullock. It's 33, and Bullock is set to kick it away to DJ Dallas. And this will be a touchback. Well, this week, Seahawks Front office staff gathered at Lumen Field to create care packages for the residents of Gardner House and Allen Family Center, named after late Seahawks owner Paul Allen. Gardner House and Allen Family Center provides resources and housing for families in the Seattle area.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Russell Wilson back to work. Only completion so far today. It's the 51-yard hookup.
3-3 Seahawks Tigers. Seahawks got the ball first and 10 on Tennessee 25.
Carson on first down, trying to get around the edge of the right side. Good job by that Tennessee defense. NFL Today update. Let's go back to New York. It's JP and Bill Cowher.
Coach, a revived Gronk. Yeah, how about one of the best combos in history? This Gronk on Kelsey, second touchdown of the day, every 14-0. That's his fourth of the season with Tom Brady. Back to Andrew Catalog.
Guys, thank you very much. Second and 10 here. Quick pass. Wilson completes at the pin. He is tackled at the 28-yard line. Harold Landry makes the play. Should point out for Tennessee defensively that Jayon Brown, their inside linebacker, out today with a hamstring injury. And he normally wears the green dot, which is the helmet that allows Shane Bowen, the defensive coordinator, to call the plays, and then Brown would call the plays. So wearing that today is David Long.
Did you see my message? You talking about from 199, 188, 179 should be called like heavyweight. That's what you talking about? Andrea Payne, are you a dude? You a dude? You a dude, buddy? Is that Andre? Okay. Yeah, I think yeah, like 20, yeah, like this, yeah, like cruiserweight. I think it's cool how they got it. I think it's cool. Hey, most of the folks come down.
Final 10 seconds of the quarter. Another quick pass to Metcalf. Makes the catch. Able to make the tackle immediately for the Titans, and that is the final play of the first quarter.
Yeah, because a lot of the folks come down and wait. Anyway.
All day long. Get your lineup just right. You can make big season-long wins without season-long wins. Make every small moment add to one big moment for FanDuel Fast. New customers pay free for $1 million. FanDuel, make every moment more.
Subway has so much new, it didn't fit in the last year. Like the new app with customization, curbside pickup, and delivery.
Coming down the weight makes no sense. It's not here. That's what I'm saying. That's why they get that. You know, if you above 200, you gotta fight heavyweight because most of them be coming down. So they keep the real big dude, like Gus was saying. They keep the real big dudes from beating up on the little dudes.
So, when do I go home? Never. We're here for you 24/7. How dare you?
Protection's so good in scary. The honest. Please not go first. Let's take a call. Tony, my fantasy team's up by 40 and all my opponent has left as a kicker. You guys know that?
Family. Hold on, y'all. Damn, man.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker.
You can't do that shit, bro. We just gave them folks the ball, man. This is the type of shit I be talking about, bro. We be beating that damn self, man. Can y'all hear the football game?
It's like playing baseball and giving the team the extra out during the inning. You know something bad is going to happen to you. In the Mike Vrabel era, Tennessee has the second
God damn, dog.
in the NFL. They committed 7 last week against Arizona. The first
Can y'all hear the game crowd?
Seattle, a fresh set of downs.
Hold on.
This is one of those areas on the field, James, where sudden change and take a shot deep. Wilson thinking the same way, but nobody home. And Wilson is brought down. And Nico Autry with the sack.
Yeah, okay, y'all can hear it.
From Kevin Byard, who's up near the line of scrimmage, then he runs out underneath DK Metcalf, and that's exactly where Russell Wilson wanted to go with the football. So great job by Kevin Byard, playing multiple positions. Sometimes he's at free safety, and sometimes he's at linebacker. He's bouncing around on the outside there. And now some movement out front. The ball start on Seattle. Looks like Brandon Shell, the right tackle.
Start. Offense. Number 72. Tiger penalty. Take it down.
Well, Seattle has won 12 consecutive home openers. That's the longest active streak. And one more win today would tie the NFL record set by Miami in the 76-88 seasons.
Or no 175 for they walk around 180. They don't have a bit to finish there with a guy 200 plus. Right. Not no professionally trained motherfucker.
We pointed it out before they were having words. And during the timeout, Pete Carroll had a long talk with Metcalf, trying to tell him to settle down a little bit. And this is carried over.
And Metcalf is going to get called for holding. They're lucky that he's not going to get called for all the extracurricular activities that went on once he got out of bounds.
There's the hold. And then it continues onto the Seattle sideline.
Holding. Offense, number 14. 10-yard penalty enforcement. The spot of the foul. Second down.
So you've had a sack, an offside penalty, now holding, promising field position. Now you can push back.
Heavyweights used to be under 180. They used to be light heavyweights. But I think that's why they raised the weight up, because you had guys weighing 180 fighting guys that weigh 230.
He's rocking the blue hair because he says that during the ups and downs of the season, you have to stay cool-headed.
So Tennessee has declined the penalty because of the last yardage on the play. So they've got third down now.
This moment, he beats red hair. He's pretty angry on that sideline. 3rd and 14 with Travis Homer in the backup. Pressure coming. Wilson is Tennessee getting the pressure.
Let's go. Sack, 4th down. Seattle finna punt.
The Titans are fired up on their sideline, and they should be, because you're getting a squeeze from the outside. The outside guys are standing in rush lane, but then you're getting that pressure right up the middle, and you're beating the guards. And Jeffrey Simmons is a handful for most guards in the NFL.
Simmons and Autry will split the sack. Dixon back out to punt. And this one down towards the corner, too far again. Dixon led the NFL last year in punts inside the 20, but that's his second touchback here of the first half.
The all-new Honda Civic is designed to move. In fact, current drivers call the Civic more fun to drive than top competitors, because in their performance testing, the Civic is the quickest around the track. More power and sharper handling than its rivals. The all-new Honda Civic, built for all kinds of fun. Get a great deal on the Civic. Contact your Honda dealer today or shop online.
Yeah, no. Muhammad Ali will be just fine. Ali would have been just fine.
All the delivery, no delivery fees. DashPass.
Survivor 41 is almost here, and it's a dangerous game. Kind of like the monster in a horror movie. It's hungry. If you devour the monster will devour you. Back in Lumen Field, tied at 3 between Tennessee and Seattle. Titans start this drive at their own 20-yard line. And they give to Henry. Pushes the pile forward and out to the 25-yard line. Back in the broadcast booth with the Hall of Famer James Lofton, I'm Andrew Catalon. We expected a great scene here. We've gotten that so far, but a slow start for the Seahawks.
And I think it's the nervousness of playing in front of your home crowd. I think Tennessee went through it last week. They're playing at home. Seattle, great expectation. And it's hard to live up to those crowds
and 6. Taking a deep shot down the field, looking for Julio Jones.
Let's go. Julio got his shit together this week because he was bullshitting last week. He was bullshitting last week.
The same can be said for Ryan Tannehill because with the play action with Derrick Henry, linebackers getting sucked up, that ball was dropped in perfectly. Big time catch. One of the big time receivers in the NFL. So Lockett with a 51-yard grab and now Jones with a 51-yard connection. Earlier, Jones already got 4 yards today, but he did all last week against Arizona. And looking for 4 in the air. Fires to Jones again. He makes the catch.
Throw.
Bobby Wagner on the tackle for Seattle. But another 15 yards. Tannehill to Jones. Let's check in with Sherry.
Well, guys, is this week where Mike Vrabel told us he didn't want his guys to be nervous about playing perfect, and that goes for Julio Jones. After that rough outing, he said he didn't feel like himself in week 1. He wanted to be his best self out here against Seattle.
And Vrabel took a pretty late shot at Jones this week, too. The unnecessary roughness penalty that he committed last week, and Jones said that didn't taste that one out. So good. Flag is down. Henry takes the ball down to the 3-yard line. See what the penalty marker is.
So wide receiver going in motion, cut towards the line of scrimmage before the snap count. I mean, just a small thing that's not even part of the play. Legal motion. Josh Reynolds, who they picked up during the offseason from the Rams, you're going in motion. You're going to stay out wide anyways. You're not coming back inside to block the force at that point.
Couple big penalties now against Tennessee. One on special teams did not prove costly. Let's see what happens here. As Henry had to go all the way down to the 3-yard line. Chased out. So keeping himself at the 10. At the 8-yard line. Chased out by Bobby Wagner. But Tannehill gets some of those yards right back for Tennessee. He has 7. Mentioned before, Tennessee has been excellent in the red zone dating back to 2019, and there gets to Seattle. And it's had a good run as well. Broadcasting man. Julio stuck on the bottom of DJ Reed, 6'3" against 5'9". Down to the 5. Ball squirted out late as Henry was going to the ground.
Late is here. Before just be trying shit. Come on, y'all. Can we get in the end zone? 3-3. Second quarter, 9 minutes left. Tennessee got the ball in the Seahawks goal line. Up. The nigga got set. The nigga got set.
First sack of the season for Wagner. That penalty on Reynolds. Comes on for the field goal, and it is good. The 18 going out first half. Tennessee has taken the lead. They had the ball down at the 3. Penalty and then the sack. And the Seahawks defense holds Tennessee to a field goal.
This is so crispy.
And 6-3 Tennessee.
Okay, now you can definitely call it deluxe. McDonald's deluxe.
Frank Sanchez, FA job was still on.
I'm only to let nothing come between her.
Emily.
I was so worried that fight was off. It's still on.
Then I'm like at YouTube TV. Now the live TV can also record all of everything. No cable box needed. This is the happiest Emily's ever been.
Always this happy.
Same live TV and unlimited DVR, live alerts, so much better. YouTube TV, try it free.
Yeah, a win feels good. You know what feels better? Better than anything. Don't sweat. Now you're winning with the king of sports books.
Introducing Solstice Electric by Stereo. Triple filtered voice with exceptionally old.
Yeah, 6'4" is medium as motherfucker. Nah, Ali still be. Ali will still make it. Ali good enough to where his skill set will make it. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. He'll still be one of the greats today. Ali would. Most of them wouldn't, but Ali would though. Ali will be okay. He a good enough boxer. He do everything else good enough. He'll mix of speed. He'll mix of speed and power. You know, it ain't just a size thing with him. Okay.
Bobby Wagner coming up with the third down sack for Seattle. That forced a field goal attempt, which was good by Bullock. Will now kick it away to DJ Dallas. And the ball is it's a bit breezy today, but we've had mostly sunny skies in Seattle. We know that can change at any moment, but it's the perfect day.
Man.
A short kick, fielded, and then dropped by Dallas at the 7, scoops it up, and then titled right there at the 17-yard line. We go back to the sack by Wagner. He now has 23 and a half sacks in his career. And when you think about Bobby Wagner, remember, he's the last link to the Legion of Boom. That defense that Earl Thomas, Dan Chancellor, Richard Sherman. And Bobby Wagner has been a dominant force since 2012, since he came into the league. Lots of tackles. He's got those big muscles, too. Now in his 10th year, he thought about changing to number 9 with the new rule this year, but he would have had to buy out all the 54 jerseys, and he said it was too expensive. Wilson throwing next with Metcalf. Or maybe it was his own mouthpiece. Either way, it looked pretty cool with the mouthpiece flying, and Metcalf picks up the first down. And you know, when you see somebody with a body like DK Metcalf, that's exactly the way you expect him to play. Taking it off, an inside linebacker, lowering his shoulder, and picking up yards after contact. Was Metcalf's mouthpiece? Or his pacifier. Keep him nice and calm when he's not getting the ball going in that direction. It's Carson. The 35 and up to the 37. Another NFL Today update with JB and Coach Coward.
Two big players getting it done. Yeah, another big receiver. How about Mike Williams takes his quick catch, 12 yards, makes the guy miss. Justin Herbert on the day, 11 of 12, 117 yards. LA Chargers went for 2, made it. Dallas still leads 14-11.
Andrew Catalan, James Walker. Yes, thank you. Chargers look for their first start of 2-0 in 9 years. Disley in motion on 2nd and 6. This is third score of the year.
I might just threw that big 63 yards.
Tyler Lockett had a big year last year when he had 100 receptions.
That was just bad cornerback play.
These first 2 games, looks like he's going to be even bigger and better.
Who the fuck was that?
A little bit of pocket movement. Russell Wilson allowed him to get that ball up and drop it into Lockett. Extra point by Myers.
Damn, dog.
So last week, Lockett had a 69-yard touchdown. And now Wilson and Lockett have got for 63 yards in a score.
Oh man, sorry as hell, whoever the fuck that was.
If you have a flat tire, Dead Battery need its own unallocated car. Cargo's emergency roadside assistance is there 24.
Man just gave up that bullshit.
I've got flat tire. Yeah, can you find a tape where it's a bit more dramatic on that last line, yeah? Yeah, I got it. Someone help me! I have a flat tire! Well, it's good for me. What do you think?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Damn.
Kevin, you just told. What?
Get great deals on pizza, bread twists, chicken, desserts, and more. Yeah. And bar. Guy.
The Museum of Play is the world's largest independent air and space museum, one of Seattle's popular tourist attractions. Tyler Lockett, back-to-back 100-yard receiving games, and now has 12 in his career. Rodgers from his own 2-yard line. And Rodgers hit hard at the 16. Tackle made by Ryan Neal. Let's go back to the touchdown, James. You know, it really is created by just that little bit of up movement in the pocket. struggle here today.
Tannehill trash.
Saw Saffold is back in at left guard.
And defensive linemen salivate when they see sacks on film and Seahawks coming in with this game. All they can talk about is their reaction.
I just got back and saying that my team's still bullshit.
To run the football down here is given to you. Spread them out, expand the defense, pocket them right between guards. And Mike Vrabel will call another timeout with 21 seconds.
I ain't need folks for the score again.
Mike Vrabel, 46 years old, and we said, Pete Carroll just turned 70. Think you still want to be coaching when you're 70? And he just said, there's no way I'm going to do this for another 24 years. But Pete Carroll said he connected with all 7 of his grandkids on his birthday. In fact, he went to his son Nate Carroll's house, the wide receivers coach. Played with tackle football with 2 of his grandkids. Nate's boys. That was the way that he spent part of his 70th birthday. There's Nate Carroll, the wide receivers coach. The wide receiver gets it here on 1st and goal. Carson.
Hey.
Plays, 75 yards in 48 seconds.
Andrew, when you bring a player into your building, kind of know what you're going to get because you've done some research on it. I'm talking about the right guard, James Jackson. When you talk about players who can be sparks, who can be energized, I think on that offensive line, James Jackson is kind of the energizer for that offensive line.
Hey.
Extra point by Myers is good. On the last 3 possessions for Seattle, they run 12 plays for 164 yards and 3 touchdowns. We're back in 30 seconds after this.
My return on positive way keeps me moving forward, even after paying for this. Love you, sweetheart. They guide me with achievable steps that give me confidence. This is my granddaughter, but she's cute like her grandpa. Laura doesn't just help me get to retirement, they're with me all the way through it. Later, grab grandpa things to do.
Grandpas are the best. Well planned, well invested, well protected. Oh yeah, be confident to and through retirement.
Pete Carroll's Seahawks up 24-9. You think about the sequence with Tennessee thinking they had a touchdown rule, a touchdown to field with Julio Jones, wiped out in replay. They settled for a field goal, and Russell Wilson just did Russell Wilson things on that drive. He's now 11 of 15 and a half for 191 yards and a touchdown.
We talked about how efficient Russell Wilson was last week. Could he match it again? Well, I'd say he's matched it and almost doubled it in the first half so far.
Last week, he had 4 touchdowns and only 5 completions. 17 seconds left. 2 at 1 timeout. Myers picks a low one to Rodgers at the 14. Oh!
Hey, oh man, this shit got me mad as hell, Demetri. We trash as hell. We trash as hell right now. They stole our touchdown too. That last touchdown they stole from us. But all in all, hell no, we not looking good at all.
You talk about the suddenness of hitting somebody. Everybody, you know you're going to get hit while you're running the ball. You don't know what's going to happen.
That's some bullshit. We ended the first half 24-9. 24-9. 24-9. About to roll me a fucking blunt. Roll me motherfucking blunt. God damn it. God damn it.
rated as #1 for network quality in America, according to J.D. #1 in reliability 16 times in a row. Most awarded for network quality 27 times in a row. Proving once again that nobody builds networks like Verizon. That's why we're building 5G right. That's why it's the best network.
So where's new with authors Bob Woodward and Robert Costa Tuesday on CBS.
The NFL is back, and drafting through this offer is a sure thing. So we got former automatic NFL kicker Martin Gramatica to break it down. Martin?
Bet just $1 on any NFL game, get 200 Automatica, no matter what.
That is Automatica, Martin Gramatica.
No stressing, Jesse.
Download the app, sign up with the promo code. Bet $1 to get 200 automatically and make it rain with an official sports betting partner of the NFL.
Milkshake, place where God's keeping Randy Bartlett says.
The new inventory is here.
The new inventory is here.
The new inventory is here. During Grand Power Days, Milkshakes will offer 0% 72 months plus 1,000 bonus cash on new Ram Crew cabs. Milkshakes will offer 0% for 72 months on new Grand Cherokees.
I'm glad you made it. Look at the button. Look at their
Milkshakes for cheers in Bartlett.
At Trustmark, we can't help you move, but we can help with a mortgage that fits you to a T. Apply online to pre-qualify. So when you find your dream home, you can act fast. With one of the South's largest mortgage lenders behind you, you're free to take on the big decisions. All with a mortgage that fits you to a T. Trustmark. People you trust. Advice that works.
Stephanie Sherlock and Greg Hurst, weeknights on News Channel 3.
This is a crime scene. Lieutenant Special Agent in charge and CIS Hawaii. What do you know?
The social media went dark a few weeks ago.
Were you able to activate it?
Yes.
Look, you're new, but we work with the full
Dang, these folks pissing me off. They pissing me off, bro. What's good, AB? What's good, AB? Salute, but hopefully you have a second. I don't, man. I don't. Cam Newton, my favorite player. Cam Newton got kicked out the league. I don't got no favorite player, and my favorite team doing bad this year, y'all. I'm just having a rough fucking year. I'm having a rough fucking year, dog. God damn. Lamar Jackson lost last week, too. Cam gone. Lamar lost last week. God damn, man. That need to put me. I'm ready to dust off my goddamn cleats and shit. I think I can play better than Tannehill.
Let's go.
We are grateful to have our sister Margot return to us.
Here.
Next of Kin, rated R, streaming October 29th, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
CBS Sports Precinct, the Verizon Halftime Report. And welcome back to our New York studio and the Verizon Halftime Report. 5G built right from the network more people rely on, that would be Verizon. JB along with Phil, Nate, Coach, and Boomer. And let's take a look at the scoreboard. All right, guys, Cowboys are leading the Chargers 14-11. Both quarterbacks this game are playing exceptionally well. There just has not been a breakthrough offensive play just yet, but the second half should be high scoring. 24-23 was the lead for Arizona going at halftime with Nick Bishop. We sent us up to the Kyler Murray pass. 38-yard pick six, and now the Vikings lead 30-24. Tampa Bay outclassing the Atlanta Falcons. Here we go. Tom Brady, more records, 4 touchdowns. How many is he going to throw this year? Rob Gronkowski, two touchdown catches, 28-10. All right, the efficiency of Russell Wilson is on display once again. He had a great game last week against the Colts. And look at some of these throws down the field. And the thing about it is, guys, he's standing in the pocket. He's reading the defense. He's getting the ball out. And then when a blitz comes, he stands in the face of it, throws it back, gets the brain to Tyler Lockett. I mean, he is just playing at such a high level right now. They're not asking him to throw the ball 35 times in a half or a game. But he is 11 of 15. He's making the most out of all of his completions. That's the 1 touchdown pass. And the good thing, he's not turning it over either. And so, this is Pete Carroll's dream, right? But we don't have to throw it 50 times. We can throw it when we want to throw it. And Russell is just playing such an efficient, type of quarterback right now. No doubt about it. Tyler Lockett averaging 40 yards a pop. So we know he's explosive. And DK Metcalf, he hasn't even got started yet. And here's the thing about this offense. At first glance, you might think they're finesse. But they're not, though. This is supposed to be a heavyweight bout, Titans versus the Seahawks. But when you can throw it deep, that's like the headshot. And then that body blow from Mike Tyson is when you hand it off to Chris Carson. They are outworking, and they're a little bit more tougher than the Tennessee Titans are right now. The Tennessee Titans have trouble with their protection. He was sacked 6 times last week, twice in this game, and one caused fumble that left on short field. But it goes back. Derrick Henry is not being able to get into the game. Right. 35 yards at half. I mean, that's not enough, and they cannot finish drives. They're only 3 in the red zone. The whole line can't do it. When Boomer was talking, don't see Bill smiling. Oh, they're running the ball. And I just want to know this. I'll leave it at this. Is Russell Wilson happy now? Is he happy? Well, he ought to be. Okay, thank you. As long as they're winning. But then again, they ought to make sure that he is happy. He flat out. He simply delivers. He delivers. Russell Wilson. So the Verizon halftime report continues. Yes, it is. CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report. 5G built right from the network more people rely on. Verizon. Yesterday, CSIs uncovered evidence of misconduct within their own department of justice is coming. It will be threatened.
Today, nothing else matters. As long as those beside you and those behind you, who got my back? I got your back. Who got my back? I got your back. Who got my back? I got your back. Who got my back? Who got my back? Who got my back? Who got my back?
Out of the farmlands and barrios of America, young people of Latin descent make their way to the local playing fields, suited in hometown colors, the numbers of their favorite players ironed onto their backs. These niños y niñas are ready to claim this turf as their own, a game where they are taught to sprint, run, catch, spin, lead, and celebrate all of life's possibilities. A game where every play is created equal.
Brought to you by Verizon. 5G built right from the network more people rely on. Verizon.
And welcome to the Verizon Halftime Report. JP along with Boomer Esiason. A long season ahead of us, but from the early games, your big picture notes.
3 things that I took note of. 1, growing pains for young quarterbacks. Take a look at these numbers by these quarterbacks. Really struggled. Davis Mills took over for the injured Tyrod Taylor. That's the other part of the story. All the injuries that we saw in the 1 o'clock window. Tua Tagovailoa, TJ Watt, Andy Dalton, Tyrod Taylor, Jarvis Landry, and Carson Wentz. I don't know if we'll see them again for some time. All these injuries seem to be serious to me. The other aspect was Derek Carr and how good Derek Carr has played the first 2 weeks of the season. Beat the Ravens and the Steelers back-to-back. He may be playing the best football of his career.
There will be a war of attrition. The Verizon Halftime Report continues after this.
Survivor is back, and it's a must. With game-changing twists you've never seen before. It's harder,
eccentric entertainer, host, the image, Dr. Morris. Yeah.
Need another chance? Get one with Powerball with Double Play. Add Double Play for just $1 and give your numbers a second chance to win up to $10 million. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun.
In our family, we do everything together. But we never planned on paying so much for family health coverage at my husband's work. Fortunately, Farm Bureau Health Plans gives us the coverage we need for a lot less. So we can do more with the money we save.
Farm Bureau Health Plans. Plan on us.
And there you have it. Wireless on the most reliable network nationwide. You get unlimited for just $30.
I get that too. Yeah. Mine has 5G included.
That's cool. Ours saves a serious clamor room.
Relax, people. My wireless is crushing it. That's because you all have Xfinity Mobile with your internet. This wireless is so good, it keeps one-upping itself.
Like Commons and Evan in your pocket. Download the W.
All right, y'all, I'm back. My bad, y'all, I'm back. So tell me, look to be a Tom Brady fan. I think the Bucks stay here after we go on the feed. This team is elite. I really Lamar going to lose this week against the Chiefs too. He played tonight. Shut up, Demetrius. I'm just having a bad. We just been bad all the way around for him.
In Seattle, as we look at the first half number, Tennessee struggling in the red zone, coming away with 3 field goals and already 233.
Oh God! I'm ready to go dust off my arm all the way 10 hill out here doing shit.
Well, here's Jerry Burris coming up. It's only been 6 quarters, but I'd say the marriage between offensive coordinator Shane Waldron and Russell Wilson is off to a very nice start. It really is, and when you're going to review film on them on Monday morning, you're going to see a lot of big plays. You're going to see that patience in the pocket that Russell Wilson has always displayed. I think Russell not going with, being too aggressive sometimes, but there are times when he moves around the pocket and he moves to throw the ball down the field, not to scramble and run. He says, I know that, the defense knows it, they took it out. Tennessee will get the football to start the second half. Rodgers tries on 1. Rodgers. Daryl Taylor, as we check in with Sherry.
Thanks for putting emphasis on Mike Babel with specialty. Well, talking about turning the ball over there in the red zone. You mentioned they were struggling. He told me in the second half, we're going to see what we're made of. As for Pete Carroll, he said he likes the balance in the offense between the passing game and the run game. This is not let Tennessee back into this one. They want to keep Derrick Henry from being a factor. Andrew?
Jerry, thank you very much. Tennessee will start this drive at its own 20-yard line. Derrick Henry at 35 yards rushing.
Come on, y'all.
That's the call to start the second half. It's a goal on that right side. Across the 25 and up to the 31-yard line. That's good for a Tennessee first down. If you just look at Derrick Henry's carries in the first half, not the yardage, just the carries, 13 rushing attempts. So if you factor that out for the whole game, how many do go advanced math here? That would be 26 carries. That's about what you want from Derrick Henry. You want to get those 20, 26 carries because he's going to end up breaking. Rolls up to the 34, a gain of 3. Well, since 1990, and things have changed since 1990. I don't play on structure. Yeah, and not. You start 0-2, you make the playoffs 11% of the time. As the Titans have another injury, it's Saffold again, who we saw go out in the first half, miss a couple plays in return.
Mike Vrabel concerned. He comes out to the field as the Tennessee training staff attends to Chapel. He's no stranger to playing the Seahawks. He spent the first 9 years of his career with the Rams. Taylor Lewan, who injured his right knee in pregame warm-ups. We showed you the video at the beginning of the game. Lewan was anxious to get back out of the field after having 2 sacks a week ago against Arizona. Hopefully, Lewan is able to get back out there soon. Tennessee returns home next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts, who fell to 0-2 today, losing to the Rams. Once again, Brewer comes in to play left guard as Seattle slowly exits. Second and 7, in the middle. Reeling it in. A margin about a half-yard shy of a first down. Bobby Wagner on the tackle for Seattle. Talking about the Seahawks playing a little bit of pace here. The Titans trying to do it, and they're really trying to keep the crowd out here with the crowd still. First down. Moving those legs up to the 44-yard line. And there's been a lot of extracurricular here today, and it continues. Pruitt and Jamal Adams this time exchanging pleasantries. If you're burning time on the play clock, if you're on offense, don't have a lot of time to get things called in the huddle, you can't make a lot of changes in the last minute because of the volume of the fans. See Pruitt finishing his block with Adams and then in the space, skip back up. Well, Adams doesn't like that. First down and 10. With the reception in Seattle territory, a gain of 15. Just enough run on the first 3 downs. Now you get the linebackers to step up. You get that 4 area. You're going to have Brown. You're going to have
He got a first down, goddamn.
Pushing off, coming back just enough to the ball. That separation between themselves and the corner. Working on. Go back to Henry. Now Woods, the former making the tackle. Loss of 2 on the play. There is a commitment by the Seattle Seahawks on first and second run down to stop Derrick Henry. Hey, we'll give you play action hook now and then. But on first and second down, we're going to commit to the line of scrimmage. Jamal Adams is going to be up there as the run kick. We're going to have all 3 linebackers. And we're going to show you an 8-man box. I know it's out of bounds, but it wasn't egregious. I mean, you had 2 big guys going against each other. Personal foul. James, I agree with you. That wasn't overly egregious. However, we've seen tempers flaring all day, and if the refs don't throw something like that, it could be escalated even more. So I see it from their side as well. What you don't want to be, you don't want to be the second guy to retaliate. You go back a couple plays prior, when Pruitt's at the bottom of the pile, kind of pushing and shoving a little bit, and all the defenders saw that. Now they're trying to get a little bit extra. So Pruitt keeping this composure.
Samoa Adams got his hand on it, but the flag could also be on it.
Better not be against us, that baby.
Like he reached around really well with the right arm to knock that ball. He might have bumped him a little early with the body, but that was a close play to being a non-call.
Holding. Defense. 57. I get a penalty. Automatic.
So that's away from where the ball was. And that's been a point of emphasis the last 2 or 3 years to call illegal contact holding away from where the ball is being thrown so that you can't get away with it on a regular basis. Back-to-back penalties against Seattle, totaling 19 yards. And this is where Tennessee, if they're going to get back in this game, they cannot settle for a field goal. Already 3 field goals today. The first one, so do you get there, carry the ball on first down and try to just bludgeon your way into the end zone? Or do you go with the back-to-back? This is Henry at the 5. Get in. He will. 1-1. And a touchdown for Derrick Henry. Much needed by Tennessee, their first score of the day. Bottled up at the point of attack. You're trying to run that stretch play to the right side. Derrick Henry. And look at how he shifts the ball to his off arm so that he has to use, if he has to use that lethal stiff arm, he's able to do it. But able to run away from the defenders. You can see the speed.
Let's go.
That's what Pete Carroll told us Friday. He said Derrick Henry doesn't look.
What the score in the Cowboy game, Deshaun Thompson? My team just scored 16-24. We getting our ass still drilled at first.
Works the extra point. His first touchdown of the season. We got one score game in Seattle.
Some like you to think they still built the best trucks, but according to just about anybody who's handing out a trophy, Ram currently builds the best trucks. So if you're shopping for a truck today, here it is. If you're shopping in the past, well, good luck with that. Ram, the top brand in motor vehicle quality in the entire automotive industry.
Get 0% financing for 72 months on select Ram 1500 models, or $3,550 in total values on Ram 1500 Bighorn. It's in all of us. The courage to do all of it. Embrace the moment, because it's all one big glorious. Being a passenger is not
Bert, you won't face me. Unlike Zyrtec, Allegra won't make me drowsy.
Allegra starts working 2 times faster than Claritin. So take Allegra before allergy symptoms take over you. And for kids, try allergist recommended non-drowsy children's Allegra. Welcome to Allstate, where we have all new lower auto rates. And savings like that make you feel like you won the whole dang thing. Now get new lower auto rates with Allstate. Because better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click or call for a lower auto rate today.
If Mark, Mr. Cartoon Machado, didn't have the fighting spirit to draw out his passion, he never would have turned chrome into a canvas. If he let a lack of tools stop him, he never would have started tattooing using a homemade machine. And if he listened to those who said you needed art degree, he never would have perfected the street look that made him a street legend. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes it live. Look out, root for those with the fighting spirit. The chance to take someone else's power for yourself. You can't deny that would feel good. Universe.
Derrick Henry makes it an 8-point game here in the third quarter in Seattle. He had 35 yards rushing in the first half and 25 yards, including the touchdown run on that last drive. Bullet just kick it away.
Dallas, the deep man. Bounces at the 7. Dallas fields it at the 4. Dallas, they kick it away. Westbrook Akina made the initial hit to slow down DJ Dallas. Dallas taking some of the early headlines in the NFL. Derek Carr and the Raiders grew to 2-0. Meanwhile, Patriots win on a rough day for Zach Wilson and they got Wilson replacing Carroll for 305 yards and 2 touchdowns. Rams really 2-0 as well. We had Colts back to Stafford in that game, 278 yards.
14-14.
Challenge for Seattle right here. Backed up field position, trying to get the ball out. After Tennessee performance in the first drive.
And you see the numbers there. Russell Wilson play action, 3 for 3 for 100 yards in the first half. They start this drive on the ground. And James, that's not surprising. Last week, they ran on first down 66% of the time, second highest in the NFL.
Right there behind new guard Gabe Jackson doing a nice job turning his man, not getting called for offensive holding. Nice job with the footwork.
8-yard run by Carson, 2nd and 2. Quarterback's Lockett trying to get hit in space. Nice tackle made by Chris Jackson.
Now that was a run where you took the ball out of the hands of the running back and thought, well, got that cushion out there. I get the ball to my wide receiver and be able to do something with it.
We met with Shane Bowen on Thursday via Zoom, and he said, I'm thinking about shaving the beard.
We couldn't find a razor this week, though.
We have our answer. Didn't have it. Third down. Wilson trips on the pitch. Carson slips it.
Let's go. Oh, he didn't. No, the fuck he did. Y'all better not get him this shit. After y'all took that touchdown from us, y'all better not get him that bullshit. Hell no, he ain't get that. What? Oh my God, bro. Nah, challenge that shit, coach. Coach. Challenge that shit, coach. I can't believe it.
Bulldozes his way to the 35. 14-yard pickup for DK Metcalf.
What was it when you used to slam dunk on somebody, you would posterize them? DK Metcalf does that when he runs the ball after the catch. If you're waiting to tackle, he's going to run over you. That's the second time that he's gotten Jackrabbit Jenkins.
You asked Tyler Lockett if DK Metcalf is as strong as he looks. Tyler said, what you see is what you get. Wilson in trouble. Pump fakes, creates some time, and completes it to Lockett. Wow, looked like Russell Wilson was in trouble. But as Bowen pointed out to us, he has that spider sense in the pocket, elusive on that play, and a first down.
So a drive that looked like it had been stalled. The offensive lineman steps on Russell Wilson's foot, gets the ball out. And on this one, he ducks down low, and then he drops the arm and throws that ball to complete the double play.
Man.
Alex Collins comes in at running back. One carry in the first half for 25 yards. Wilson, down he goes. Murchison makes the play. Injury update. Let's check in with Sherry.
Andrew, Roger Saffold is now downgraded to questionable. You may remember he was having a shoulder injury earlier, but now the trainer is telling us he is questionable to return.
Jerry, thank you. And after the entire week of you figuring out how much rain gear you needed to pack for Seattle, you've been out in the sunshine all day.
I have. It is very hot on the other side. I have rain boots. I have a raincoat that is not needed. Whoever dialed up this fantastic weather in Seattle, I thank them.
That's gorgeous out today. That would be me. Nothing to do with you, James. Wilson to the air. Jenkins.
This man killing Jenkins.
You know, it's interesting working that sideline because I remember being an opposing coach thinking, and the sun is in my receiver's eyes on that side of the field, but the Seahawks don't seem like they're worried about that at all.
148 consecutive sellout in the field. Carroll's got a big deal to have the fans back. You saw him running off the field at halftime, firing everyone up. And now he runs down to call a timeout as the play clock was winding down. Third down and first timeout of the half for either team. Well, Saturday in college football doubleheader on CBS begins at noon Eastern with a Mountain West matchup between Boise State and Utah State. Sherry will be in Logan for that one. Then at 3:30, the SEC on CBS features second-ranked A&M against Arkansas. Full afternoon of college football Saturday on CBS. And Ryan Tannehill and A&M brought up reunited with Randy Bullock. In fact, at Texas A&M, Tannehill was the holder for Bullock. So he walked into the cafeteria this week, and there was Randy Bullock back in the house. And the current Titans kicker, Sam Pickett, going on IR 2 days before the opener, actually cut, and now Bullock, so far so good. On this drive, Russell Wilson is 4 of 4 for 36 yards. Third down and 2. Wilson to Carson. And stops. Big play by that Tennessee defense, and it was David Long, the first to get back there. Pete Carroll does not hesitate sending out his punter, Michael Dixon.
It's always a chess match when you're trying to give them a pass look on third down and then decide to run the ball, and you're outnumbered blocking the guys in the defensive box.
Seattle now 2 for 7 on third downs today. It's 4th and 3. Dixon to Rogers, who calls for a fair catch at the 8-yard line. Tennessee with the touchdown, and the defense comes up with a hold. 5:41 to go, an 8-point game.
Let's stop though, y'all. We need that.
When your family gathers around a shakaroni,
Why we need
you're
that?
sharing more than extra cheese and pepperoni. You're sharing scholarships, meals, and laughter. Because $1 from every shakaroni goes to charity. That's pizza with a purpose.
Welcome back, football fans. We'll see you in the fridge.
USA, this is Stephanie.
Hi, this is Robert. I'd like to get up to 30% off my auto insurance.
Yeah, we need that.
I can help you with that. What's your member number?
87.
It should be between 5 and 12 digits.
Busted. This is Super Bowl champion Rob Gronkowski. I'm not a member.
Mr. Gronkowski, USAA is for the military community and their families. That's what makes us special.
Oh, but I'm special.
USAA, it's still only for the military community.
What up, TV?
What do you think my next move should be?
Retirement. Tamp down the stress and amp up the relaxation, baby. Retirement is like winning another championship.
On the Spotty Network, this is what Tom heard.
Tampa Bay. Maybe I'll even join you.
My goal, bring a championship to Tampa Bay. And Gronk's coming with me.
Mom, where are my football fans?
Don't trust big decisions to just any network. Go with T-Mobile to go in 5G. The FanDuel Fantasy. You can make your dream seem a reality. Again and again. You can also go up and down and up again. The team rises in the ranks for every play all day long. And if you get your lineup just right, you can make big season-long wins without the season-long wins. Make every small moment add to one big one for FanDuel Fantasy. New customers play free for $1 million. FanDuel, make every moment more. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by FanDuel. Make every moment more. Papa John's. Big pizza, big difference. Order a shakaroni now. And by T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
There's a look at Climate Pledge Arena, new home of the Seattle Kraken. The hockey team set to open up play next month. Titans down by 8 to get the ball back, but backed up to start this drive. Henry at running back takes the handoff. Henry jumped it over the line to pick up 2. Ken Norton Jr., the Seahawks defensive coordinator, said Henry reminds him a little bit of Christian Okoye. Now he has Pete Carroll go back in his database in his mind, and Pete Carroll came up with something interesting. He said, I'm not comparing him to Jim Brown, but he has some of those Jim Brown characteristics of finishing skills with Jim Brown when he has a run. But Jim Brown was great with how slowly he got up off the ground after the play was over. Fans making some noise. The Hawks nest right behind Tannehill on second down. Over the middle of Pruitt. And he holds on. He stays on his feet. I'm not going to say he was down. That was close. But they mark him down at the 31 for a 22-yard gain. And without Anthony Berkshire, Michael Pruitt has made some big plays today.
But once again, that kind of just play action pass. You have a jet sweep going by right behind you, and it freezes the linebackers for a second. Nobody gets a hand on Pruitt. Just goes right down the seam and catches it in between the deep safety and the middle linebacker.
Third catch today for Michael Pruitt. He has 5 catches all of last year. Tannehill to Henry at the 35. First down for Tennessee. Bobby Wagner makes the tackle. It's a couple of times now in the passing game that Henry has found some room to run, James.
And it's funny because you see him run on screens, and on screens he's really ready to go. On that he had a little pass route out of the backfield, and it was like, yes, I caught it. Now what's around me? Instead of just turning and bursting.
45 runs on late for Seattle. Henry right up the gut. And Henry takes it out to midfield. It's been a different Derrick Henry so far in the second half compared to the first half.
Well, it's been a consistent theme. We're going to run him. We don't. In the first half, he averaged 2.7 yards per carry on 13 carries. And you would think, well, we need to get away from that. We need to go in a different direction. No, we're going to stick with Derrick Henry, a guy who had 2,000 yards last year, back-to-back rushing titles. He's going to run the football. He's going to be the way we're going to get back in this game. 2nd and 4. Henry following his blocks on the right side into Seattle territory and picks up another first down. Nate Davis with a good block, the 3rd-year right guard out of Charlotte. And it is getting big guys out of space. And remember, once you get outside the tackle box, you've got to stay up. If you're the defender or if you're the offensive player, you can't go low, you can't cut somebody. And it's really a huge advantage for those offensive linemen once they get outside that tackle box, because those defensive backs are tiny people compared to big offensive linemen.
You said big offensive linemen. In the 4th grade, Davis weighed 200.
My bad.
Catch is made. That's Jeff Swain. Bobby Wagner makes the tackle, and he's having another big day for that Seattle defense. He just missed tackle. And when he is playing, he makes sure that you feel him. He is a physical player, clean player, knows how to tackle and wrap up and take down the goals today for Wagner. He had 13 a week ago. We talked about 12 to get involved in this third down attack here. The fans are very vocal. Third and 5. Panning up. That's tough. That throws it away. Pressure is coming from Kerry. It's 4th and 5 with 1 second on the clock here in the third quarter. This could be a spot where Mike Vrabel goes for it, James. What do you think? Well, he gave the signal to the special teams coach, send him out there. He almost wishes that the clock was running so he could take this decision into the next quarter. He does send out Randy Bullock.
Who is? He goes
Bullock for a 44-yard field goal attempt. It is no good.
Alright. Nigga, man. God damn.
Bullock misses from 44 yards to close out the third quarter.
With DirecTV Stream, I can get live TV and on demand together. Watch Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman.
You cannot be serious.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream with no annual contract.
I can't believe it might just miss this fucking field out.
Want to live on vacation with the people you love? Then buy an in-ground pool from Aloha Custom Pools. From the smallest splashers to friends who just want to float, your backyard will become everyone's favorite destination. Create the in-ground pool of your dreams with lounging ledges, deck jets, bubblers, slides, diving boards, lights for night swimming, and so much more. Buy now and swim by summer. Call Aloha Custom Pools at 731-664-6446.
Somewhere in coastal Mississippi is a place with breathtaking views. White sand beaches that go on for miles. Wide open spaces. With fun and adventure around every turn. The good news is, this place is easy to find. All you gotta do is...
Hey, it's Secret Coast. Let's keep it that way.
Like Greg and Steph in your pocket. Download the WREG app today.
Back at Lumen Field, start of the fourth quarter. It's 24-16 in favor of Seattle. For the Seahawks, kicker Jason Myers has made 36 field goals in a row. Since that streak started in 2019, Tennessee has attempted 39 field goals, and they've missed 15 of them. So an 8-point game to open up the fourth quarter. Russell Wilson to the air on first down, trying to set up the screen. He's got Carson. Now multiple flags down. Carson runs out of bounds. We'll see what the call is from John Hussey.
was holding on DK Metcalf. I don't know why he wouldn't run off the defensive back in that area of the field.
Well, if it is against Metcalf, it would be his fourth penalty of the year. He had 3 all of last season.
I think Pete is going to get on his position coach. Maybe.
How that would go over the holidays.
Not real well.
Number 14. Now penalties accepted. 10 yards from the previous spot. First down.
Double whammy on DK Metcalf. Back in the broadcast booth with James Lofton. I'm Andrew Catalan. Credit to Tennessee. They're hanging around in this one, but they've got to score points in the red zone. I know they weren't in the red zone last time, but coming up empty, they're not going to win games on the road like that.
And we have gotten to the point of the game where it seems like every play is super important. That every play, the game is almost kind of hinging on, because both these teams are putting up an effort that is worthy of getting it done.
First and 20 after the penalty. Quick pass Sweeney. He was ready for that. Chris Jackson and Rashawn Evans with the tackle. Let's go back to the DK Metcalf penalty on first down.
You can see the grab, but if the quarterback has you one-on-one in man coverage and you're going to run the screen to that side, you can run him off and just run him to the deep third area. He's going to go with you. You're DK Metcalf. You're a deep play threat.
Wilson, Lockett, and tackled at the 31 by David Long. Bring us 3rd and long for Seattle.
And it's just chipping away a little bit, trying to reduce it to, yes, a long third down situation, but not a 3rd and 20 situation. Because you're going to have to hold the ball here. You've got to let those drops develop and make a throw away from the defenders to your guy so that you take advantage of whatever coverage you're going to throw at you.
Homer lined up in the slot on 3rd and 11. Wilson has time, taking a deep shot. Seattle, Freddie Swain, and what happened on defense?
You got coverage cell right here where you got everything in front of you. It's just the one lone guy who's made it to the end zone. And you're thinking, we've got to stop the 3rd and 13 throw. We've got to stop the first down. We've got to manage and cover the entire field at every moment. Russell Wilson is in the pocket.
A 68-yard touchdown. And for Swain, that was his 3rd point.
I'm done with this shit, man.
Russell Wilson at over 300 yards on the day.
New customers get our best deals on all smart products. That's right, but what if I'm already a customer? Oh, no problem. Hey, Cam. Hey. Oh, same deal. Yeah, kind of our thing.
Wow, it's a great deal. What if I'm new to AT&T?
Cam,
Hey, but what about for existing
same
customers?
deal.
Is he okay? It's not complicated. With AT&T, everyone gets our best deals on every smartphone.
Our crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich can make you feel a lot of things. The spicy one can make you get, what's the word? Tingly? Yeah, tingly. McDonald's spicy, crispy chicken sandwich.
The NFL is back, and DraftKings' latest offer is a sure thing. So we got former automatic NFL kicker Martin Gramatica to break it down. Martin?
Bet just $1 on any NFL game, get $200 Automatica, no matter what.
That is Automatica, Martin Gramatica.
No stressy, Jesse.
Download the app, sign up with the promo code. Bet $1 to get $200 automatically, and make it
rain with an official sports betting partner of the NFL.
So if I was a sneakerhead, catching in on that sweet employee discount, I could still get the Patrick price?
Yep. State Farm has rates that fit any budget.
Nice.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
While all engineers earn their degrees in school, ours are also graduates of a higher institution, a racetrack. Those that learn to do it right in the first place have a tendency to finish there. Acura hot tickets. Don't miss our newest lineup at the Acura Summer Performance Event going on now. Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the TLX.
You let me do the worrying, okay?
We're not happy. NCIS meets to Mondays, followed by the premiere of NCIS Hawaii. New Monday at 9/8 Central on CBS.
303 yards passing for Russell Wilson, 21st time in his career. He's got over 300, and he has 2 touchdown passes of over 60 yards. One to Lockett, and the most recent one.
Yeah, man, that just stole.
And Russell Wilson playing with a heavy heart this week. His best friend, as he called him, and mental conditioning coach Trevor Moad passed away this week at the age of 48. He had been battling cancer. And Wilson spoke emotionally for 8 minutes at his press conference on Thursday, saying his heart is heavy. And then we asked him about it as well when we met with Russell on Friday. He said that Trevor will always be with me, even though he had to leave. I know he prepared me well. He would always
YouTube stealing, YouTube taking the nigga shit.
Russell Wilson's number 3. Clearly took
Man, man. That's why they taking it. They taking the money I earned the last 2 days. They just took that motherfucker back. The last 2 days.
He's got a first down. For more on Wilson, we send it down to Sherry.
And so Russell Wilson really showed some emotion when we asked him about it, playing for his friend Trevor Moad. And he mentioned some of those phrases he would say to him, and he wrote that on his sleeve. Let's show you. He wrote, "In loving memory of my friend Trevor Moad," with some of the phrases such as neutral. And Russ told us he's going to look down at that and think of his friend Trevor that has kind of helped him reset what was in the game.
Sherry, thank you, and condolences to the entire board. There's Derrick Henry with some news running. Henry trying to turn it up.
Yeah! Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
Just what the doctor ordered for the Tennessee.
Yes, sir! There go that man again. It's a shame we still Derrick Henry or none. And we get all these fucking weapons.
There was a high schooler in Florida who broke his all-time single-game rushing record of over 500 yards this past weekend. So maybe Derrick Henry's thinking, no, I gotta get back to that kid. He's around 35 today, his second rushing touchdown. And we've got a 7-point game in Seattle.
You gotta get us a new quarterback, bro. It's a shame, bro. We still.
All the way to the end, and the sauce still on top. Okay, now I'm hungry. If you touchdown, create your own.
Here you go. Blue Blood said Earl Smith. I has here. Spence will be back. Okay, that's good news.
At home with Baker Mayfield.
That's good news.
Yeah, those big ticket items go up front. That's what draws people in.
Really think people are going to buy it?
Of course.
Still Derrick Henry or nothing.
These my shoulder pads?
It could be. There'd be an offer. Is that going to be cash or check or?
Better shouldn't have to cost more, which is why Verizon plans start at just $35. And if you're not a customer, we'll help cover the cost to switch. Just ask Wanda. She's been with us since. Now, everyone gets $500 when they join, because everyone deserves better.
Sarah, you said you were buying a car today.
Dad, it's 4 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, I stayed up and crunched all the numbers.
I already used Capital One Auto.
Yes, sir.
Affect your credit score.
Didn't that? Then I got my real rate and monthly payment. Now I just need to head to the dealership for a test drive and purchase.
Sounds easy.
Yeah, it is.
Well, since we're both up, who wants French toast? What's in your wallet?
Think of this new season of Survivor, kind of like the monster in a horror movie. It's hungry, it's relentless, and it's coming for you. Thursday Night Football, Thursday at 8, only on NFL Network. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And by Progressive. See when you bundle auto.
Man, it's a shame we still Derrick Henry or nothing though. We just got the wrong quarterback, bro. That's all it is. I really feel that, bro. We just got the wrong quarterback.
Still got a long way to go in the fourth quarter. Derrick Henry making it a 7-point game. It's a touchback for Randy Bullock. And James, let's take another look at that touchdown run by Henry. I talked about gap control on defense. You've got to cover each gap. Jamal Adams here in the backside, Flowers on the backside. They're going to leave a hole. And you leave a hole for Derrick Henry, you create trouble on the back end for your safety one-on-one matchup. Derrick Henry, hard to tackle in the open field. I know that's a news flash. Hard to tackle in the open field. When Henry rushes for 2 touchdowns or more in his career, Tennessee is 14-0. Down by 7 with 12:17 to play. You know, Gerald Everett, tight end number 81, has been very quiet so far. It's Swain who caught that last touchdown, and not much doing there. Seattle without Pete Eskridge today, the rookie wide receiver from Western Michigan, is sidelined by a concussion. He's been there. Fumble,
touchdown. He holding the ball too long. Got said, I know, bro. We got 23 points. He got Julio, Derrick Henry, and AJ Brown. Stats don't mean nothing if you watch the game, bro. You gotta watch the game. He got a fumble, and they got them a touchdown. His stats go look good at the end of the year. He ain't gonna win you no games though. He don't win you no games. He not smart. He not smart. You can get a lot of yards. You can get a lot of yards and don't do nothing. He got a lot of yards, but ain't went nowhere. No picks, no touchdown. We lost to the Cardinals. We lost to the Cardinals last week. We lost to the Cardinals defense last week.
Christian Fulton getting a hand on it. He's been in a good battle all day long with DK Metcalf, and Fulton wins that one. DK Metcalf gives up a little bit too much of the field. He drifts away from Fulton instead of pinning his body next to him and catching that ball over the outside shoulder. As he drifts out, Fulton is able to really close in. Tight coverage, no flag, no problem. Just the second 3 and out today by the Seattle offense. Tennessee's going to get the football back. Dixon punting to Rodgers. Good run by Dixon all the way to the 9-yard line. Rodgers.
Oh, shit.
DJ Dallas, a 59-yard punt by Dixon.
Damn, he rocked his ass. I'm talking about our quarterback. I know Arizona got a good quarterback. I'm talking about our quarterback.
When you order carry-out, choose Domino's Carside Delivery. Check in when you arrive, and we guarantee we'll be headed out the door less than 2 minutes after your order is ready. If anything slows us down, your next pizza is free. Choose Domino's Carside Delivery and put our new 2-minute guarantee to the test.
That's what I'm saying. People like options. When you take Geico, you can call them anytime. You're not saving money, it don't matter, day or night. Use your computer, your smartphone, your tablet, whatever. The point is, you have options. Ah, how convenient. Wait, crab cakes. Wait a minute.
Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Iced tea, stone cold, calling on everyone to turn to cold washing with Tide. Now with the help of NFL QB, Matty Ice. Matty Ice who? Matt Ryan, and I convinced NFL teams to turn to cold.
Bucks 42-25. Who the Bucks playing?
The NFL, you guys are still. Tide can handle it, even in cold. Kid is good. How about it? Twice the ice? No.
Introducing Solstice Lager by Stella Artois.
Bucks on hand.
For a smooth taste with citrus notes and a crisp finish. It's actually golden.
NCIS moves to Mondays, starting Monday at 9/8 Central on CBS. Thursday night football is only on NFL Network. We're here for a primetime showdown in the Lone Star State. Texans, week 3 starts here. Thursday night football. Thursday only on NFL Network.
10:43 to go. Seattle leads Tennessee by 7, along with James Lofton, Sherry Burris, Gene Steratore, our entire crew. I'm Andrew Catalan. And at left guard, it's Aaron Brewer. You saw Roger Saffold had shaken him a couple of times in this game. So Brewer starts this drive at left guard for the Titans, and they begin it on the ground with Henry. And then Henry gets to the 21-yard line, a gain of 3. Al Woods on the tackle for the Seahawks. James Lofton, Tennessee's been in a good groove here in the second half, coming off a touchdown run by Derrick Henry. They expect more of the same with Henry.
Well, they've had so many hiccups along the offensive line with personnel in and out. I think they've done a really good job in the second half protecting the quarterback. Well, go ahead and throw the football if you want to.
There's Henry again, though. He's able to cross the 25. And now this half, Derrick Henry has 12 carries for 109 yards. Coming up after the game, time permitting, the State Farm postgame show. JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, Coach Cower, and all the latest scores and highlights. Coming up on the State Farm postgame show. Big play here. It's 3rd down and 1. Tannehill takes it himself for the first down, and that temporarily quiets this raucous crowd at Lumen Field.
So many big plays offensively. 5 touchdowns of over 50 yards, or 5 50-yard plays, 4 passing, 1 rushing. That little 1-yard lunge there by Tannehill left the whole crowd. Long corners, and this is what it means.
Our wide receivers been with the shit too today, really.
Come around the wide receiver and use his hands to bat that ball away once it's into the wide receiver's body. But you're right. A.J. Brown needs to come through that ball. He's trying to catch it and turn up the field a little bit early. But nice coverage by Trey Flowers.
3 catches, 43 yards for A.J. Brown today. Rodgers in motion. Tannehill. He's going to take it himself. Have some room. Another first down.
Thank you, bro. God damn. Please. That's all you gotta do, bro. Use your fucking feet.
Got the defense off balance. Whenever you have a quarterback who can run it, Tannehill certainly can use his legs to his advantage. When you are in zone,
Damn.
you're going to have your eyes on the quarterback. Tannehill, even with the lady there, looks like he's still in good shape. With their hit, but it's a first down run for Tennessee. Loading up, taking a deep shot. He's got a man down there. That's incomplete. A.J. Brown, the intended target. DJ Reed at the recovery.
Let's go. Good fucking call. Get off that. Get off his motherfucking leg.
DJ Reed got up and kind of flexed toward A.J. Brown and kind of had a few words there to say. Now, the receiver caught it, got up and spun the ball. No taunting there.
Apple Browns owner. Taunting. Defense, number 2.
You a Falcons fan, bro? You a Falcons fan, bro? Titans 23-30. Clock running. We driving. We at the 11-yard line, big dog. Y'all ass up. Time out.
34 seconds to go. Alongside James Lofton, Sherry Burris, and Gene Steratore.
The big two break the Falcons fan. We got a Falcons fan in here.
Raucous atmosphere in Seattle. It's been a heck of a game. Here's a look at our game summary. Russell Wilson has thrown for 313 yards, a 63-yard touchdown to Tyler Lockett included. Derrick Henry's had the hot hand in the second half. He's got 2 rushing touchdowns, 156 yards on the ground. But a first breakdown by Tennessee led to another big play touchdown to Freddie Swain. Henry able to answer. This was his second.
Henry saving us, man. Henry saving us. Big dog! Touchdown! Fuck you mean? Big Henry.
And now, what is right for you want to do? Does he go for 2? Or does he tie the game?
Fuck you mean? Fuck you mean? Big Henry. Big Henry, dog. Ah, there's the one. Get your ass in there, big dog.
But I don't think that he got in.
Get your ass in there. Yep, at the one. It's at the one. It's all good. It's all good.
Gene Steratore is with us. How do you see it, Gene? I see Derrick Henry's right throw on landing before the ball breaks the plane. Now remember with this, they rule touchdown, which stops the clock. If after review, they rule Derrick Henry inbounds and down short of the goal line, then 10-second runoff rules will apply. Tennessee can use a timeout to avoid that 10-second runoff, or we could take the game clock to 28-18 and then get ready to line. All right, Gene, John Hussey, our referee. We had a lengthy review earlier in this game on a Julio Jones catch that was initially ruled a touchdown and then overturned in replay with a foot out of bounds. Tennessee hoping another touchdown is not overturned. It was ruled 6 on the field, and I think the decision is fascinating coming up for Vrabel. He's got Randy Bullock in his first game as a Titan. He's already missed a 44-yard field goal. He's on the road. Let's get the ball.
The runner was short of the goal line. Will the clock operator please set the game clock to 32 seconds? 3-2, please. By rule, inside a 2 minutes, when we change a play, we must run 10 seconds. Tennessee has elected to use a timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff. The charge timeout, Tennessee.
All right, exactly as Gene described. So now the Titans have one timeout with the ball at the 1-yard line. If they get in, we'll see what Vrabel decides to do. But first, they have to score. And Andrew, it's even inside the 1-yard line. And the debate is always, do you quarterback sneak, knowing that they're going to really pack inside? Or do you turn and hand off to Derrick Henry, who's lined up 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage? This packed house in Seattle is making all game long.
Let's go!
Mike Vrabel is not hesitating. He's sending out Bullock to attempt the extra point. If you're just joining us on Seattle's last touchdown, they missed their extra point. So if he had made it, Myers, Vrabel would have had no choice. Would have had to go for 2. Instead, it's
It is good by a hair. We're tied at 30. And Russell Wilson and the Seahawks are going to get the ball back with 2 timeouts remaining. Tonight on CBS, catch all your favorite stars for the primetime Emmy Awards live. Cedric the Entertainer hosts. That's tonight on CBS. Late in the first half, Russell Wilson and the Seahawks motored right down the field without using a timeout. A 7-play, 75-yard scoring drive, and Wilson looking for some more of that magic with just 29 seconds on the clock.
I think the starting question is, if you're Tennessee, do you dribble this ball on the ground to make Seattle use some of the time that's on the clock, or do you kick it away into the end zone and let them start at the 25?
Seattle has struggled here in the second half offensively, especially on their last 2 possessions. They've run 6 plays for just 13 yards. They do bounce it on the ground. Scooped up by Dallas at the 10. Dallas is tackled at the 26-yard line. 24 seconds to go. Russell Wilson has thrown for 313 yards and 2 touchdowns. Both of those touchdowns were deep ones, 63 to Lockett and 68 yards to Freddie Swain. Jason Myers' career long is 61 yards. That was last year against the Rams. And on the season, this year, last year, and going back to 2019, Myers has made 36 consecutive.
Let's go, y'all. We done walked these bitches all the way down. Y'all been hearing me cry all day. Y'all been hearing me cry all day. We got this bitch back twerking.
Stays in bounds. So Seattle has to call a timeout. They have 1 remaining. Russell Wilson looking for his 100th career victory. It would be in his 146th start. Only Tom Brady and Joe Montana have gotten to win number 100 in terms of starts. Faster than Russell Wilson if he gets the job done today.
A couple things here. And if you're Russell Wilson here, programmed to go for the win, to go for the big play. But you also realize we can play this into overtime, because if I don't have it, because the way that the typical times are set up, you've got the first linebacker.
I will hell, man. They probably think they about to. I think my TV a little after yours. They probably about to. Get this bitch. Get that bitch.
And there are just 8 seconds on the clock. And behind the play, there's an injured Seahawk.
They're trying to fuck.
You got Russell Wilson scrambling to throw.
We need to get this win, dog. You can't go 0-2. 0-2 is not in the 0-2 is not in the plan. 0-2 is not in the plan. You feel me?
Inactive. They're starting left guard for the Titans. Saffold out with an injury, and now the right tackle Shell is down. 8 seconds to go. We're back to Seattle in a moment.
Well, y'all might well just go and concede this shit.
We all see.
Ain't shit finna shake.
You okay? Dad's in the hospital. We gotta go. Is he okay?
The regulation. 0-2 is coming.
Looks like here. Hey, George.
Brenda? We gotta get this win, dog. We blew our shit last week. We can't afford to lose this week. 0-2. 0-2. Do they got some timeouts? I ain't looking to see if they has some time out. Cowboys won. I can tell because everybody rejoiced on my Twitter timeline.
To play right tackle as Brandon Shell slowly walked off the field for the Seahawks. 10 seconds on the clock. Seattle is out of timeouts. It's 3rd down and 7. Tennessee playing an extreme prevent defense here. Wilson finds some time. Now he's going to run it. Trying to get out of bounds. He has to, and he does, with 2 seconds on the clock. We have had some famous Hail Marys here in Seattle.
I thought that nigga was finna try to run for the field goal. Yeah, now it's for sure Hail Mary time.
2 seconds left. And to prevent it, on the other hand, the Titans are sending in A.J. Brown, receiver, to play back deep. And really, at this point, you want to knock the ball down. You don't want any tips. You don't want any deflections if you're Tennessee. A.J. Brown. He played defense last week against Arizona, made a tackle at the end of the first half. And now Mike Vrabel will call his final timeout with 2 seconds to go. We mentioned this before, but Russell Wilson playing with a heavy heart in this game. His mental conditioning coach, Trevor Moad, who he considered one of his best friends, died of cancer this week at the age of 48.
Mental conditioning coach
telling us that Trevor will always be with me. He always would text me before a game. I believe in 3. Russell wrote Trevor's name on his cleats today and was very emotional discussing the loss of his good friend. And for a crowd that makes so much noise all game long, they are all standing in silence, hoping to witness some Russell Wilson magic here with 2 seconds left. Tennessee has 5 up front and everyone back deep. It's not going to be a Hail Mary. You're just going to try to do some laterals, and that is it. Lockett is down, and we are going to overtime. So a Seattle team that has won 12 consecutive home openers, the longest active streak in the league. One more would tie the record set by the Miami Dolphins of the late 70s and 80s. And we'll have a coin toss with John Hussey.
OT, man, what? Crazy the first set up field goal, man. Man, boy, I'll be extra pissed. I might not do another live, goddamn it.
Modified sudden death overtime. People get a possession. During your possession.
That might be the last live I do, goddamn it.
Team could enter the tie. Each team will get 2 timeouts. All replay will be handled upstairs. Tennessee, you're still the visiting team. What is your call? Tails is the call. Tails is the call. It is tails. Tennessee will receive in this direction.
A loss for Geno Smith. Tennessee wins the toss. It's their football.
Oh, yeah, we got the ball.
You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Oh, yeah, we got the ball first. We want the ball, and we're going to score. I thought he said we want the ball, and they're going to score.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions, right? No, we don't sell commission products. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So I'm be sick as.
Only when your clients make more money?
Yep. We do better when our clients do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
I wasn't astonished when it recorded.
What does it mean to be made true? It means being made to stand the test of
Let's
time.
get it.
Made to give it your all.
Look at this.
Made to live loudly. Made to take first steps. It means
not really sure
is made to push things forward. The last 170
what y'all going to do. Kick out. We want the ball and we're going to score. You remember Matt Hasselbeck said that shit in the Super Bowl? Or that they jumped before the Super Bowl?
Kick off your California vacation and visit California.com.
If you're wanting this rivalry unfold while folding laundry, you've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Tonight on CBS, catch all your favorite stars for the Primetime Emmy Awards. It's live. Cedric the Entertainer is your host. That's tonight on CBS. The start of overtime here in Seattle alongside James Lofton, Sherry Burris, Gene Steratore, our entire crew. I'm Andrew Cataline. A reminder that kickoff of the Chiefs and Ravens is at 8:22 Eastern Time over on NBC. Myers to kick it away. Chester Rogers is back deep underway in OT week 2 of the NFL on CBS. Rogers from his own break. Rogers slams into his own at the 17-yard line. So Ryan Tannehill and the Titans offense back on the field.
All right, we on the field.
Slow start. He's 26 of 36 for 341 yards passing.
You know, when I think about what Tennessee has done in the second half, it's about Mike Vrabel believing in Derrick Henry. In the first half, Derrick Henry, 13 carries, 35 yards, 2.7 yards per carry. Andrew, in the second half, 17 carries, 126 yards, 7.4 yards per carry.
Our shit together, mate.
Tennessee's hit it 5 times in the second half. They scored 3 touchdowns. That is Derrick Henry's 6th catch of the day. That's a new career high for Henry.
Well, until they split him out wide and throw him a deep ball, he's not really a receiver. Over 200 yards of total offense with a running back. Derrick Henry. 3 tight ends on the right side. 2nd and 4. They give it to Henry. Bobby Wagner is the first to throw.
Damn.
Bobby Wagner, 17 tackles today. 13 a week ago, they started his season. Here they come, the fans on 4 and 4. Get these receivers covered up on this. You got a free release.
4. 3rd and 4. Man, sorry as hell, man. That shit was open. Let's go.
Personal foul. Open the basket. Defense. 15 yards. Automatic. First down.
Jamal Adams and Kerry Hyder were back there. And I think they're going to get Adams for coming in high. Helmet to helmet. And on 3rd down, a critical penalty goes against Seattle. They now have 100 yards of penalties today.
You just cannot take the extra step and try and punish the quarterback, especially when you go high.
Flag is down before the play. A false start against
Oh, man.
False start. Offense. Number 52.
Since 2005, this field, Seattle, the second most opponent false start penalties. Only Arizona with 4 during that time. So a big assist to the 12s here at Lumen Field. Well, we have not seen a lot of bootleg. We had the bootleg last week. The right hand over the fumble and then the touchdown. Rolling right, rolling.
Boom! Damn. I gotta catch this shit, man. AJ been worried about getting heat after the fact. That shit was almost horrendous. Sorry ass nigga, you ain't never get no play call again.
We talked earlier when the second half started that each play seemed like it was going to have an impact on the game. And look at the ball that gets dropped back, and it sets up a 3rd and 14 where you're going to be able to come into the passage and right there to hold the ball long enough for the receivers to get the field. Pressure's coming down.
Man, this man Dookie, man. No Russell. I know Russell finna score, man. I know Russell finna go. Oh. Man threw that bad ass pass. Man threw that terrible ass pass.
A do-it-all middle linebacker, one of the best ever played this game. He has 17 tackles and 1 sack today. The second punt from Brett Kern. Fair catch by Swain at his own 13-yard line. A reminder, kickoff of the Chiefs and Ravens is 8:22 Eastern on NBC. So now all Seattle needs is a field goal, and they would come away with their 13th consecutive win on opening day.
One score is T. Shut the fuck up, Demetrius. The nigga said one score is T. Oh man.
Just running the football. Only 176 yards this half. We go back to the second half now in the overtime for Seattle.
Fuck, man. No Russell finna move this motherfucker down the field. Pick. Yes, he dropped the hoe. Let's go. Let's go, goddammit. Let's motherfucking go. One score in this team. These bitches finna make me go dust my arm off, dog. He throwing them terrible ass passes. Them JV ass passes he throwing. God actually kept playing quarterback. They told me black people couldn't play quarterback. Yeah.
When you are backed up, we talked about the lack of a run game. Now you are stressed. You don't pick up a first down here, Andrew. You punt the ball, you're giving Tennessee a short field to work on. On third down today, Seattle 4 for 11.
One more stop, y'all. I'm gonna stop, y'all. Yeah, safety, safety. Let's go! Let's go! No! Safety, motherfucker! That's game, dog. Nah, dog, that's game, bro. Don't cheat us. That's game. That's game, dog. Don't cheat us. Don't cheat us. Don't cheat us. That bitch ran right into his arms. Don't cheat us.
To get out of the end zone. Where did the play end? Cannot challenge in overtime. All replay reviews initiated by the booth. So Rodgers on the return. Tennessee's got great field position. He is tackled at the 39-yard line. And let's bring in Gene's territory. Gene, take us through that last play.
It appears that John Hussey had moved forward progress at the half-yard line or the 1-yard line as Russell Wilson was being sacked or taken down, attempted to be taken down. And although the replay can initiate a review, if forward progress is ruled, no review can take place. So you go with the judgment of the official on the play.
Man, that was I thought robbed us, dog. That was a safety, man.
That was very close, though. It looked like he was in the end zone, but it was when they first started to spin him around. So he was spun around and then just threw him all the way to that. There's Hamilton right here. Tennessee football 1st and 10. All they need is a field goal to win it. Here's Henry trying the left side. He hits some room. Henry lowers his shoulder inside the 30. Good for a Tennessee 1st down.
You can have penetration, but if you don't have great gap control, Derrick Henry's going to use his vision. Yeah, the offensive linemen are getting knocked back 4 yards, but all he does is bounce around it and that extra gap instead of running inside the tackle, just bouncing it outside the tackle. Derrick Henry, great vision to go along with all his physical gifts.
173 yards rushing for Henry. From here, it will be a 45-yard field goal. Henry again up the middle. Inside the 25.
Man, come on, dog. One score in this tea time.
Tennessee has had 14 pickers on their roster. Sam Pickens won the job in training camp. He got injured 2 days before week 1. They brought in Michael Patrick. He got cut after week 1. Now they bring in Bullock, who coincidentally is number 14. Second and 6. Henry on the right side. And Bobby Wagner makes another tackle. With those struggles, James, how does Mike Vrabel play this 3rd and 5?
I think one more Derrick Henry run, you ask the kicker which half, he'd rather have the ball on right half or left half, and then run in that direction.
This wide receiver set has actually worked to Tennessee's advantage to really loosen up the defense a little bit. They do run it with Henry. Sit up. Henry is tackled a yard shy of a 1st down. And out comes Randy Bullock, who's already missed from 44 yards today. But he did make
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
With an overtime win.
21, bitch. Let's go! Game time. Overtime. 30-33.
At the end of the summer, scooped up by Tennessee.
Game time. We needed that motherfucker. I still want to get rid of Tannehill.
Number 14 splits the uprights. 24-9 halftime deficit. The Titans come back to win. A reminder that tonight on CBS is the Emmy Awards. On post-game show. So for James Lofton, Sherry Burris, Team's territory, this is Andrew Catalan saying so long from Seattle. We'll join James Brown right after this.
Well, Geico's 85 years isn't just about time, you know. It means experience. I mean, put it this way. If I told you...
Let's go, goddammit. Good game, y'all. Skinner Hardaway, Sutton T. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but this the present. This how we rock in the mouth. Ty's got the win this week. I might come back later on for the Ravens game and do it. Unless my guy Art go live later. My guy Art said he might go live later, so I might go on. If Art don't go on, if Art go on, I'm gonna be on his shit. But if I don't, I'm gonna come back later and I'm gonna call the Ravens game. Good shit. Appreciate everybody that came through though. Tennessee got the win, 30-33 in overtime. This ain't the past. This ain't the future, but this the present. This how we rocking. And I'm out. Look.